New stream is Abdul Jalilov at 66, Ganbatar Odbaya at 73, Alan Kubetsov at 81, Dmitry Dovgan at under 90, and at plus 90, Kazbek Zankishiev. This should make for an interesting afternoon. Going head-to-head in the opening contest, Pulyaev in the white judogi, Abdul Jalilov in blue, and he hasn't fought well today, to be honest, Abdul Jalilov. You've got to have your money on Pulyaev. They've got the strongest lineup, have YAWARA NEVA. You've really got to be looking at them as favourites. Few people cheering for Russia, Russia, Russia. Well, that's a winning cheer, isn't it? Because both teams are from Russia. It's always going to be difficult when you know your opponents so well. Both club teams are from the same country, both Russian teams. One from St. Petersburg, YAWARA NEVA, and the other is New Stream from Tyumen. The higher ranked fighters are all really with the YAWARA NEVA team, although Ganbatar Odbaya from Mongolia is in the mix. He hasn't had the greatest of days either, but he's up there anyway. He'll be there at under 73 kilos. Number 3 in the world as well, so they're overseas player, if you like, or overseas fighter. He picked a pretty good one. Only Rustam Orozhov is ranked higher than Ganbatar in this competition. Denis Yartsev up there in the top 10 in the world. He's number 9. He'll be his opponent. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. It's Pulyaev and Abdul Jalilov who are going head-to-head. First of all, no score as yet. Abdul Jalilov is ranked number 4 in the world, Pulyaev at 7. So we've really got some high-quality fighters competing here today. It's surprising how many times we've looked at the world ranking positions and found, you know, very, very well-placed fighters. So you've got good representation and a very, very good level here. 2 top 10 fighters, the 2 Russians, and the 2 highest rated Russians. That was a good effort from Abdul Jalilov, and he doesn't quite come up with the score. He's close, but not quite. Jalilov a little bit slow to get to his feet, but it's Pulyaev who picks up the penalty for passivity. That's the first mark on the board. An untidy attempted pull by Pulyaev, trying to work something off the belt there, but it collapsed almost as soon as it began. Abduljalilov has really been suffering fitness-wise. Struggled in most of his contests, especially towards the end, the last minute. He's found it really difficult and finding it difficult now. Go into golden score. Surprised Abduljalilov has made it this far. He really hasn't looked at his best today. Well, depending how quickly they get to their feet, I think there's a case for saying if the fighter can't get to his feet quick enough, they should penalise him. Abduljalilov is taking 3 or 4 seconds each time longer than Pulyaev to get back to his feet. Presumably, during that period, he is at a more restful state than his opponent. So if you add up each occasion that he's able to be in that more restful state, and you say 3 times, every time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he gets a penalty for an over defensive posture. But really, what I'm really saying is that, you know, he's got 5 seconds for every rest period. You add it up to 4 or 5 times that they do that, and he's getting half a minute, 40 seconds more rest than Pulyaev is. He's picked up a penalty for an overly defensive posture, but he'll pick up another one shortly. It's really taking too long. Getting far more rest than his opponent. Missed with the Tomoenagi. At least that one didn't take him to ground, and it's Pulyaev who gets straight back up onto his feet. Well, passivity penalty would be in order here from Abduljalilov. I think he's going to get it. I'm sorry for him. He's a nice guy, but you know, he's just been playing the tactics here. And as a result, it will be Abduljalilov who picks up the penalty. He went into the golden score period penalty free. He's about to pick up his second penalty here. No. And he's saying that you'd only attacked him twice, and normally you get 3, but to be honest, he wasn't in it. Denis Yartsev of YAWARA NEVA is up against Ganbata Odbaya of New Stream. It'll be Yartsev in the white judogi, Ganbata in blue. No coaches out there either, they're just leaving them to it. The two teams, Uchimata effort there from Ganbatar. Just had Yartsev up on one leg for a moment. Spectacular entry, but not quite able to finish off. Time over on the left side there with a low Toshi. Again, just rattled Yartsev momentarily. Immediately after that, the referee dished out a passivity penalty to Yartsev. 2 minutes left to go. Well, Yartsev's caught a few people with that little feint into the Tanio Toshi. He didn't quite sell it to Ganbatar. Something that you need to set up. You need that threat on the right side first of all, 2, 3, maybe 4 times before you can really launch with Tanio Toshi. He threw a couple of people in Abu Dhabi at the Grand Slam last month, spectacularly, really did. But he hasn't quite set it up here yet with Ganbatar. Ganbatar with the low Murati Seanagi in, almost countered. Still the single Shido against Yartsev inside the last minute. You can see that little movement that he makes off to his left, and then he wants to come back around. But he hasn't sold it today at all. Certainly not to Ganbatar anyway. And it's because Ganbatar's standing with that left stance that he wants to threaten him on that side. Last few seconds left then before we have to take this one into golden score. So we get right underway, or straight underway, with the golden score period. Ganbatar threatening to go around the back with the left arm, but it's Yartsev who catches him off balance, and with a simple bit of Tewaza just guides Ganbatar onto his back for the winning score. Ganbatar got himself out of position there. He was off balance, and it was a rather straightforward and simple thing for Yartsev to finish off. Just steps away from that, and he's already leaning back. And he's able just to guide him onto his back. 2-0 for YAWARA NEVA. Well, I just wonder when it was the last time that Hassan Khalmozaev lost out. What's his record been like recently? A single loss at the World Championships to Alexander Vizacek, but before that, you had to go back a very long way. All the way back until 2015 to find the last loss that Hassan Khalmozaev had suffered. It's been a very, very good period for the Russian current Olympic champion Hassan Khalmozaev in the white judogi, Alan Kubetsov of Russia, representing New Stream here in blue. Well, this one could wrap it up, to be honest. Could all be over very quickly. He's only gone up against Kubetsov once before. That was back in 2014 when he lost to him at the Grand Prix in Astana. That was in the final. Fighters have been penalised once. Now both fighters being penalised for non-combativity. Of attacking Khalmozaev there strongly and almost catching him off the wrong side. Close. Kubetsov was in there very, very quickly. Lost control with the hands and couldn't turn Khalmozaev. That was a spectacular entry. Half a minute left to go. 2 penalties picked up by each of these fighters. Almost coming up with the tire. Toshi there low on the left-hand side, Kubetsov. He's looked quite good as Kubetsov. He's threatened on a couple of occasions. He's had the bigger of the attacks as well. Well, there's another one that is going to need a little bit of extra time to sort this one out. They've both been penalised on 2 occasions, but the attacking has been pretty good, especially from Kubetsov. He's had some quality efforts. Haven't resulted in a score as yet. He's only got the one arm there, so he can't score with that. A little bit of foot tapping from both fighters, but they're both just leaning in there and negating any possible positions that they could take. Missed with the Makikomi there, the hands fell away. The chance for the Makikomi went begging. His head bends over here. Kubetsov doesn't want to be there. Needs to stand up a bit. Kalmazayev just giving him a bit of a tapping round now. Really got to get his head up here. There's the Uchimata effort. Roll of the dice maybe for Kubetsov, beginning to tire here. Get into that position for the Marotti Seoinage. Where's a tired looking Kubetsov now. First to score wins it. 2 minutes and a bit of the golden score period. There was a better effort from Kubetsov just when you thought he was running out of steam. Came up with a strong effort. Well, I'm not quite sure just how much Kubetsov has got left in the tank here. He's put in some good attacks, but each time he gets up, he looks more and more drained. Hooked him with the leg to make it difficult for Kalmazayev to throw there, or to complete the throw. Uchimata almost had Kubetsov over. Well, quite a battle these two have put up. We're into the second period here, and I think that the referee's about to close things down. Kubetsov it is who's adjudged to have been less aggressive, or putting in the lesser number of attacks, and he picks up the penalty. YAWARA NEVA take a third contest. 3-0. They lead. Mikhail Igolnikov steps onto the mat. He faces Dmitry Dovgan. It'll be Igolnikov in the white judogi, Dovgan in blue. Whoa. Well, if we waited a long time for the action in the previous contest, Igolnikov wasn't hanging around here. Straight in there. And over went Dovgan, who's fought incredibly well today. 2 super fights from Dmitry Dovgan, but he loses out there. Igolnikov straight through him. Tried to step off the Uchimata, but he walks onto the arms, and it's just with the arms that Igolnikov throws Dovgan. One more contest to bring you in this match, one more contest to bring you in the day's judo. And it's the heavyweight clash between Renat Saidov of YAWARA NEVA. He faces Kazbek Zankishiev of New Stream. What's the little fella gonna do? We shall see. Maybe Kazbek fancies his chances against the big fella. Bit of movement, you know. Surprise, surprise. Maybe he'll tidy things up as far as the scoreboard is concerned as well, because it looks rather one-sided at the moment, with YAWARA NEVA leading 4-0. Judo picked up by Zankishiev, who normally plies his trade in the under 100 kilo category today, stepping up to plus 90. There's no under 100 here, and that's why it appears to be a bit of a mismatch there with Renat Saidov, a giant of a man under normal circumstances, and Zankishiev is no slouch when it comes to height. He's right up there as well. He's given up a single Shido. There's a little over 2 minutes left to go. Saidov didn't like something in that last exchange. He broke it off, but it wasn't anything untoward, and they're back underway now. with half the contest gone. Both fighters guilty here, really, of avoiding to take a grip or just non-combativity, and they both pick up penalties. Although Zankishiev had one given to him earlier, so he's now on 2 with a minute and a half left to go. Saidov thought about the flying Jujigatami, but unfortunately there was no flying involved, so he just landed in a heap. And Zankishiev avoided that quite easily in the end. Who was it that executed a really nice flying Jujigatami earlier on? Saw it on the highlights reel. A little bit of pressure from from Zankishiev has Saidov backing off and out of the area. I don't know who it was. It was someone who had that. He's got it in his repertoire, the flying Jujigatami. Zubeiro Rekviashvili, the Georgian, that's right. He brought off a really nice one earlier on. Bit of pressure now from Zankishiev. Saidov having to find a way past the shorter man. Doesn't look that phased, does he? He doesn't look rushed about it. Just after, well, 6:15 it is here. This is the last of the contest. We'll have the awarding ceremonies for both the men and the women immediately after this. It'll take a minute or two to get them all ready and underway, but it won't take any longer than that. Second penalty picked up by Saidov. It's a slightly unfortunate situation here where Zankishiev, you know, fancies his chances a little bit. He's not going to roll over, is he? And Saidov isn't able to finish him off. So we're into golden score. Igolnikov tidied things up when he came out there, and within the first 12 seconds, you know, blasted Dovgon away. But the rest have gone full time. Chance for the Osodagari there, did Saidov. Wasn't able to take it. Could still go over it if he's brave enough. And Kishiev, good movement to get off the mat edge there. Oh, and he's gone off the other side. That will score. And a nip-on it is. Why not? Thumped him off the other side, did Zankishiev. Wanted to throw him right-sided. He fell off on the left. But Zankishiev will say thank you very much anyway and take the win. So it's not quite the 5-0 whitewash that it looked as though it would be for quite a while. Kazbek Zankishiev coming up with a nice finish here. There's the right-sided effort. He goes low down for a Seotoshi. It falls off on the left. Why not? I'll have that. Right, 4-1. YAWARA NEVA run out winners of the men's competition. We've got the bowing off of both the teams. And then we'll have the medal presentation to come up next. Hand slaps all round. Everybody looks reasonably happy about things. Stay with us for the awarding ceremonies of both the men's and the women's Golden League European Club Championships.